Now listen up. Let me tell you about a chicken I know.
Howdy! Charity Chicken here, or as most people call me, Chicken. This is a very special Tuesday video, part 1 of 2. I will be making some tortilla chip recommendations in the second video, but today I'll be providing 2 low FODMAP friendly, vegan, gluten-free, organic, GMO-free salsas with suggestions for a few variations so you can adapt them to your taste. Let's talk salsa. Okay, I don't know how to salsa dance, but I'll be making 2 very different salsas that you can try to make at home. And if you do, let me know how they turned out by telling me in the comments below. I'd like to hear about it. Why should you be turning to a chicken for salsa recipes, you ask? Well, Pico de Gallo, the Spanish name for this salsa, means rooster's beak. I kid you not. If you want salsa information, you should be getting it straight from this chicken's beak. Yeah, so let me tell you from my chicken beak about the 2 salsas I'm preparing today. These 2 salsas have one special ingredient in common. I have a very sensitive digestive system, so I'm eating what are called low FODMAP foods and avoiding high FODMAP foods that irritate my system horribly. Garlic is a definite high FODMAP food. So are onions. They make me ill. Onions are in all salsas. Garlic shows up in quite a lot of them too. So I have to make my own salsas. Fortunately, chives are a low FODMAP food that I can use in place of onions. So I'll be using chives in both of my salsas. Another low FODMAP alternative to onions are spring onions, aka scallions. But it's just the dark green upper half that are low FODMAP. Oddly, the lighter lower part of scallions are just as irritating to the system as any other type of onion. Go figure. I bought a convenient mini pack of organic chives at Whole Foods. I like that they sell such small packs of organic herbs because I don't want to buy a huge amount knowing I'll be throwing most of it away since it will start rotting before I can finish it. What a waste! I want to push the tortilla chips that I'll be recommending to the limits, and I think it will take 2 big salsa taste tests to really prove to you that they are worth trying. Beyond my just, telling them that they taste good. First, I am going to make a hefty, big chunk salsa so you can see how these chips handle weight and push back of a thick dip when you go to scoop it out of a jar or bowl. Second, I'll make a more traditional tomato-heavy, spicy salsa to show how the chips handle the watery, dribbly aspects of salsa. So, in salsa 1, I call it super chunky, super sweet. I'll be adding some big chunks of fresh tomato, red, orange, and yellow bell peppers, jalapeno, sweet chili peppers, bok choy, cilantro, and banana to those chives. It is a mild salsa as the bananas, bok choy, and bell pepper really cut the heat of the jalapeno. You'll also need some salt, ground pepper, lime juice, and vinegar. Yellow and orange bell peppers make for a much more colorful salsa. I can't eat green bell peppers because they irritate me. They're a bit harder on the digestive system than the warm colored bell peppers. Now I'm going to show you the list of ingredients and the amounts that I use. Now, all of this is just a general recommendation for me. I'm kind of a wild cook. I always sort of fly as much as possible, since technically as a chicken I'm a flightless bird. So in the kitchen I like to try to fly. So I'm not exactly super strict with my amounts. So a lot of this is very experimental for me. But I'm trying to give you something sort of specific so you can have a shot at trying to get something kind of close to what I did. Now you can also do some substitutions. If you didn't like some of the things that I mentioned, you could do lemon juice for the lime juice, pepperoncini or banana peppers instead of bell peppers, poblano or serrano peppers instead of jalapeno if you want to get it a little spicier, grated carrot instead of bok choy, basil and fresh ground pepper instead of cilantro, and plantains or a small number of black beans instead of banana. Or if you don't have FODMAP sensitivities like I do, you can try mango. Then again, I understand a lot of people are not as adventurous and wild as I am. And if you want to pass entirely on the bok choy, carrot, and or the bananas, plantains, and black beans, you can go the more traditional, simple route. That's okay. You don't have to feel like I'm pushing you to do something you don't want to do and say, oh, chicken is so scary, don't make me do it. It's okay. Just do what you feel comfortable. It's perfectly okay. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Okay, salsa too is far more traditional and a medium spice level. I call it my speedy classic. Whoosh. I use diced tomato from a can that is clearly marked as having a BPA-free liner. What's a BPA can liner and what does it matter? Oh, once again, we are going to be looking at links for more information below the video. Or you can do research on your own online. I love research. Now, you can buy tomatoes that are already diced and jalapenos that are cut and in vinegar to save you shopping and prep time. But as you'll find out, if you read those articles, that it's always healthier to not go with packaged stuff and to work with untreated fresh ingredients. So this second salsa is really kind of an act of last resort. But we've all been there, so I know you may need to know a recipe like this. I like these jalapenos. They're fast, organic, and in glass. They are awesome. For this recipe, you're going to be sprinkling in some dried cilantro and cumin, and you are speedily on your way. Whew, like the flash. Yeah. You won't even need a knife if you rip the jalapeno pieces and the chives apart with your fingers. I just did it with my claws. But if you want something pretty and polished and professional looking, you can go ahead and you can grab a knife and do some little chopping for just like a minute. That's really all the major time that's involved beyond like, using a can opener or taking time to open a bottle or something like that. It's a very fast recipe. For this recipe, you're also going to need some salt. And you might want to kind of spice this recipe up a little bit, give the texture that it's going to be kind of missing because it's going to be a little bit more watery by going with an interesting kind of salt. Something like a Himalayan sea salt that's been ground, or going with kosher salt or coarse sea salt. So that way there might be a teensy tiny bit of little crunch that shows through. Something to think about. Consider it. You'll also want to have ground pepper to provide a little additional contrasting sturdy crunch. The final ingredient that you will need is a little bit of lime juice. Okay, to be honest, when it comes to salsa and chili, I never make the same thing twice, and I make funky stuff. I love going the untraditional route. You may find my salsas a bit too funky chicken for you. I hope at least that they get your creative juices flowing and show you that you can think a little outside the traditional salsa box step and get down a little differently. Do your thing. Don't miss part 2 next Tuesday, when I'll be putting 4 of my favorite tortilla chips to the test using these 2 salsas. Who will be champion of chunky and who will make me choke? To keep us busy until then, keep an eye out for 2 other fun videos. I'm not sure which one will come out when, but I have popcorn, candy, and cereal to try. And I have information to share with you about the wonderful benefits of kiwis, how single people can improve their nutrition more affordably with frozen foods, and about a great charity tool that is itself a charity. So much more to come, yes, until we dance again from this chicken's beak.